All right, Brandon. Almost more than halfway through the regular season, obviously in conference schedule. Just how's the team? Just how's it been a part of this team so far?
Yeah, man, this has been fun. I mean, what a fun ride this has been, going through it. Um, Obviously the first half of conference we were pretty successful going through, and now, we're trying to, finish off the second half strong. A lot more road games this time around, and, we have a tough road trip coming up right here against Idaho State and Weber State, but, just trying to stay healthy, stay strong, finish up, and get ready for the tournament down in Boise.
Last game against Idaho had a little bit of a different lineup going. Just how did that sort of develop throughout the week, figuring
Yeah.
out the right matchups?
Yeah, for sure. I think down two starters against any Big Sky opponent is going to be tough, right? But I think one thing we always talk about is just our depth. And I think that showcased against Idaho last Saturday. I think, it was nice. I want to say our production off the bench, I think we were 6 for 8 coming off the bench. And I think our minutes were huge for us. And every single time somebody stepped in, they just stepped up to the plate. And, we try to use that next person mentality, next man up. And, our bench does a really good job of staying ready and staying prepared throughout the week.
Your third season here, you have 16 to 17 players back. How has that just been a part of just that consistency since you started?
Yeah, culture, right? I think that's the one thing that everyone talks about is the culture, and it starts with Coach Jody and Coach Skip, and it worked its way down. I think from our team retreats throughout the summertime, all the way, to throughout the season, we're doing little tiny retreats and dinners and all the things that we can do, and I think that type of bonding experiences really helps our girls understand, what we're trying to accomplish here, and building a strong culture was always our first thing that we wanted to do as a coaching staff. And, with Coach Jody leading the way and our captains and our seniors now. And, I think back to our freshmen, our first year, we first started and now they're juniors. And, they're the upperclassmen, they're the veterans. And, I just think every single day we've always preached about culture. We wanted to make sure that culture was the first thing. And, I think this season is really a showcase of what we built, the building blocks from the first year.
What's your favorite part about being with the team, or just do you have a special memory with them?
Yeah,
So you can.
it's the people, man. It's the people. I always talk about whether it's the coaching staff waking up every morning and you get to hang out with them, or I come down here before practice and get to hang out with the girls, right? And I think just building that chemistry with each other, but also being able to enjoy it, right? And I think that's the best thing that we do as a coaching staff is the players get to see us as people first, not just, the basketball coaches, right? And we do a really good job of that. And, on the road trips, we have a lot of fun. And, I think everyone understands that when we get in between the lines, it's time to go. But, outside of that, we try to keep it light and make sure we're having fun every step of the way.
Just being an assistant coach, a lot of hours. Just how do you just, just keep the love of the game?
Yeah, for sure. I started this when I was young, but knowing that I enjoy and love basketball is the first thing that gets me up every morning. And then from there, it's who you work for, right? It's the people you're around every single day. And, obviously I just mentioned it, but working for Coach Jody and being able to be a part of her staff has always been a blessing for me. And, waking up and now you're with these student athletes and these players every single day, I think it just shows that again. And, as an assistant coach, my job is to make sure, that everything is running right, telling Coach Jody and Coach Skip the right things every single time on the court, but also being able to prepare our players, right? And that's player development, get down here early every single day and getting shots up with the guards, with the bigs, and just making sure that everyone is ready for the game, no matter the opponent.
Going off of that, just what's your kind of coaching mentality? How do you approach the drills and the girls every day?
Yeah, I think it's preparation, right? That's one thing I always talk about is, when you're doing player development, you want to work on skills that you're gonna use for the game. And when you're in crunch time in the heat of the moment, 1 minute left, in the fourth quarter, the score's tied. You want to go to a move that you've been working on, and those are moves in the player development pieces that we work on, throughout the summertime, in the springtime, and now we're in February. The move doesn't change, right? It's just the clocks that's time of day, right? But other than that, I think preparation is the most important thing, and we want to prepare how we're going to play in March. And I think that's something that we've always preached, especially in the off season.
Obviously, in the middle of the season right now, so probably not thinking about this. What just in general, outside of basketball, do you like doing?
Man, I love watching Netflix. Netflix right now is my new thing. Watching TV shows. Cooking shows is my other one. I'm so into cooking shows, and then just watching movies. I'm a big Lakers fan. I'm a massive Dodgers fan, so Dodger season's coming up quick. But with that being said, I think just finding other outlets outside of basketball, and I think that's why I watch the Netflix shows and things like that to kind of get my mind off of it. But, I think that hour episode is well enough for me to move forward to get ready for the season and the games.
You coaching up or cooking up stuff for the team?
Probably not, but definitely I could do it on the Saturday nights, Sunday nights after the games. Brandon's Day is what I like to call it.
Very good. Down the stretch here, last few Big Sky games. What are you just looking for as to close out the regular season?
Yeah, I think it's really cleaning up the mistakes that we made in the first game, right? And I think the beauty of our season is that those mistakes usually led to wins, but that still means that we can still get better in just certain areas, right? So I think you look at these second games when we're moving forward, playing these opponents on the road or at home. It's trying to clean up the first game, right? Trying to clean up the little mental mistakes that we might have made, the offensive errors that we might have made, right? Like I think back to the Idaho State game. I want to say that game at home, we started the game down 10-0, right? And it's like, how can we be better from that, have a faster start, and try to clean up the slower starts we've been having. And I think when you are able to reach those small goals, throughout the games, they usually lead to the big victory goal at the end of the game. So I think just trying to make sure that we clean up the beginning of the games and really fix those mistakes that we had.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, man.